The sound of Ethan's cold, rough voice cut through the air like a blade. "Have you seen enough?" Susan froze mid-step, her heart plummeting into her stomach. Her cheeks flared, blazing with heat as though she'd been caught red-handed. Her eyes darted away, frantically searching for something, anything else to focus on. Getting a grip, she scolded herself. "You've seen Jacob's perfect face for years. How is this any different?" Yet the pulse hammering in her ears told a different story. I brought you food," she stammered, her voice wavering. She held up a steaming bowl like a shield. "You'd better eat it soon, or the pasta will clump together." Without waiting for a reply, she hurried to the dresser and placed the bowl down, her gaze glued to the floor. "Just leave," she thought. "Leave before you embarrass yourself further." But as she turned to flee, her foot snagged on the edge of the mat. A startled yelp escaped her lips as she stumbled forward, arms flailing for balance. For a brief, heart-stopping moment, her hand brushed against something warm and solid: skin. Her stomach flipped. Gravity took over, and she landed face first on the soft mat with an ungraceful thud. The room spun as she groaned, her palms pressing against the floor. She opened her eyes, and her breath hitched. Her gaze followed the length of Ethan's long legs, past his towel, now conspicuously absent, and "Ah!" she shrieked, slapping her hands over her eyes. "Why did you drop the towel?" Ethan's voice was colder than the air conditioning humming in the background. "I've never seen a woman as shameless as you." Mortification surged through Susan, tightening her throat. "I didn't mean to," she cried, her voice cracking. "I tripped on the mat." Ethan's dark eyes bore into her, his arms crossed over his chest. "I've walked on that mat every day and never tripped once. Do you expect me to believe that excuse?" Her lips pressed into a tight line, humiliation swirling into defiance. A spark of mischief lit in her eyes. She blinked up at him, her lips curving into an awkward, sheepish smile. "Maybe, after getting a glimpse of your godlike body, my mind went blank, and I lost focus." His brows shot up, his irritation sharpening. "So you're blaming me now?" "No, not at all," she said hurriedly, her hands raised in surrender. "It's entirely my fault, 100%. His expression remained unmoved, his gaze unwavering. "Stop staring and get out." "Yes, of course." Susan scrambled to her feet, stumbling slightly in her haste to escape. She spun toward the door, eager to put as much distance as possible between herself and this mortifying moment. "Wait!" Ethan's barked command froze her mid-step. Her pulse spiked as she turned slowly, her wide eyes meeting his. "Give me my towel," he said flatly, his tone dripping with irritation. Her gaze dropped to her hands, and her stomach dropped. To her horror, she realized she was clutching the towel as if it were her lifeline. Heat flooded her face, her embarrassment reaching new heights. "Here!" she squeaked, thrusting the towel toward him without meeting his eyes. Ethan snatched it from her grasp, his jaw tight, though the faintest hint of red tinged the tips of his ears. Susan didn't linger to confirm her suspicion. She bolted out the door, slamming it shut behind her. Leaning against the closed door, her chest heaved as she struggled to calm her racing heart. A small, mischievous smile tugged at her lips. Was he embarrassed? The thought warmed her, despite the mortifying encounter. Back in her room, Susan flopped onto her bed, the events replaying in her mind like a scene from an awkward sitcom. Her cheeks burned anew at the memory of her stumble. I can't believe that happened. A sharp knock on the door snapped her out of her thoughts. Her body tensed as her pulse quickened. "Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm tired," she called out weakly, hoping he'd let it go. Ethan's calm, firm voice carried through the door. "Do you always sleep with the lights on? Don't make me use the key." Susan sighed, dragging herself to the door. When she opened it, Ethan stood there, his posture rigid, even in casual gray pajamas. The faint scent of aftershave lingered around him, clean and subtly spicy. His shirt was buttoned high, almost stiffly, covering him completely. His sharp eyes flicked over her. "What are you staring at?" he asked, his tone cutting. Susan's gaze darted up to meet his. "Nothing," she mumbled, her voice faltering. "Then why do you look so guilty?" His brow arched and he stepped closer, his towering frame making the small space feel even tighter. Her throat tightened under his intense stare. "What about you?" she shot back, her tone sharper than she intended. "What are you looking at?" Ethan's lips curled into the faintest smirk, though his eyes remained cold. "I'm wondering how far you're willing to go to seduce me." Susan's cheeks flamed, her bravado faltering. "I wasn't trying to seduce you," she muttered, her voice barely audible. "Could have fooled me," he replied dryly. His gaze didn't waver, cutting through her flimsy defenses. She crossed her arms, forcing herself to hold his gaze. "I live here too, remember? Why don't you leave if you're so uncomfortable?" Ethan's smirk faded, replaced by a more serious expression. "I'll give you money to rent a place. It's not appropriate for us to live under the same roof." Susan's breath hitched at his words. "How is it inappropriate? We're married, legally." His brow arched higher, his lips curving into a mocking smile. "You and I both know why this marriage happened. Don't act like it's anything more." Her shoulders stiffened, but she forced a coy smile, masking her frustration. "Isn't it because I fell for you at first sight? My young heart's been captivated ever since." For a moment, his expression shifted, an unreadable flicker in his dark eyes, but it vanished as quickly as it appeared. Breaking the tense silence, Susan added with a teasing lilt, "You're still mad about earlier, aren't you? You probably feel like I took advantage of you. I get it." She bit her lip, hesitating just enough to draw his attention, then tilted her head playfully. "What if I make it up to you? I'll show you what I've got too." Her fingers moved to the top button of her pajamas, her lips curling into a mischievous grin. Ethan's gaze darkened for a brief moment, a flash of something sharp and heated, before he abruptly turned on his heel. His steps were heavy, and the door slammed behind him, his voice trailing through the hallway. "You're outrageous." Alone again, Susan let out a shaky breath, her pulse still racing. Her gaze dropped to her still-buttoned pajamas, and a soft laugh escaped her lips. "He ran before I even showed anything." Despite the tension, a small smile tugged at her lips. For all his icy demeanor, Ethan had his boundaries. A gentleman with a bad temper. How rare. But as the evening wore on, doubt crept in. She leaned back against her pillow, her smile fading. Is it really worth chasing someone who doesn't seem to care?
To listen to the full audio series, install the Pocket FM app now.